What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today, coming to y'all with a dub. Wasn't the cleanest day, but I got my piece of the puzzle. As my partner like to call it, a drop in the bucket. Yeah, so I'm gonna give y'all insight on what trade I took, why I took it, and how do I rate it. So I'll go back and click replay for the day to market open. My market open, 6 p.m. So about right here. And I'll show y'all what was going through my head. So I'll just shrink down, yes, for the sake of this video. But coming into the day, well, I guess I'll drop down to the 1 hour. The 1 hour looked a little cleaner. So I saw that we had this big imbalance, and we were about 50% to the imbalance. As you can see, I have that line, the 1 hour gap marked out, drop down to the 15-minute, and you can see that we're kind of inside a 15-minute gap. Like, yeah, we closed through it, but you know, a lot of times you'll see like a V-shaped recovery. When it's a 6 p.m. new day open, you'll see a gap down, which is what we had today. So yeah, that's what we got, and I'll go ahead and play it. So coming in the market open, we put in this new day opening gap, which, like I said, even though we didn't respect the 15-minute gap, we opened up gap below it. So that gave me a little conviction. Maybe we want to go lower. But what do I want to see before going lower? Since we did put in this new day opening gap, I either want to see a strong, like a strong inversion of this fresh off open, maybe thinking we will go down to take some of this, or like a retracement into the new day opening gap, and that's exactly what we got. So I'll drop down to the 2-minute, which is what I had marked out right here, this little inversion. I saw that we opened up and respected it, so I said, we're respecting it, but overall we're still bullish, so I'm not going to switch my bias looking for longs. I'm going to just be patient, and that's exactly what I did. I'll drop down to the 30-second, which is where my trade came from. So I will say I did do quite a bit of waiting today. So we gapped down. I'll speed it up just a little bit. And we were respecting this, which I liked. We didn't get any closes below it, I don't think. Or maybe we did, but anyways. So I'll kind of let it play out for a little bit. And I started to look for a long. I was like, maybe if we inverse this 30-second right here. But like I said in the beginning, I wasn't going to switch my bias on a super small internal frame just because, you know, it was going against my bias. I'm going to just be patient, and if something doesn't present, then I'm just not going to take anything. And as you can see, I already had this line marked out. What do? We put in a lot of low resistance liquidity. So we put in a low resistance liquidity run, which even gave me even more confluence that, okay, we need to create liquidity so we have something to grab when we go lower. And once I get into the video, you'll see why. So I'll just skip ahead. I'll speed it up quite a bit. So we chop up. At this point, I wait on the 15-minute to close, which it did right about here. All right, so the 15 closed. I go look. I say, what are we doing? We put in this nice wick on the 15-minute right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. But yeah, we put in that 15-minute wick, and we also came down and was respecting consequent encroachment of it. I'll delete some of these. these so y'all can see better. But yeah, this wick right here, we're respecting consequent encroachment. I dropped down, I want to say, to just some of the other time frames. I don't know why it's buffering. And I saw those were in alignment with gaps. So I'm like, okay, I think we're still going to manipulate higher before going lower. Well, this kind of went too far. Let me go back some more. So about right here, we were still respecting. We had this liquidity run, and this is where my trade appeared. I saw that we came up and we put in a 3-minute wick, which also happened to tap not exactly 50% of the end dog, but close to it. And I saw that off that respecting, and this is kind of the same trade I took yesterday, double consequent encroachment. Maybe I need to incorporate that and use that as a confluence when we respect something that's respecting something bigger. So higher time frame PDA array, you align that with the 3-minute consequent encroachment being respected. And what do we get? So I dropped down, we respected it, and my trade came off the 30-second. And like I said, we had this low resistance liquidity run. Let me see if I can turn on my trade executions. So yeah, that's not it. I gotta figure out how to turn on his trading executions, but I should have been on with this. That's interesting. But anyways, so I waited on we had a small 30-second right here, so I'll go ahead and delete that just so y'all can see a little better. We had a small 30-second right here, so I'll mark that out. Once that got inversed, I said, with it being sorry, my bad, somebody was calling me. But with it being a 6 p.m., we had a lot of movement, and just from 9 to 5 today, like a lot. I was watching the charts, up, down, up, down. As you can see, we had a strong down move, came back and rebalanced it, and I was like, I'm gonna just be more on the cautious side, so I'm gonna wait on more confluences. So I wanted to see the inversion, but I also wanted to see this change in the state right here. So I'll go ahead and mark that out. And I wanted a order something similar to this. So targeting the bottom of this lower resistance liquidity run with my stop. I think I had it like here or something. 4-to-1 risk to reward. I mean, like I said, it doesn't get better than that. And I will let it play out. So we actually chopped around for a little bit before closing below the change in the state. So, and this is another reason I wanted to be cautious, just because we were hesitating around this area, and we could have easily just continued this low resistance liquidity run. So right here, I want to say we got the close right up in here. I'll speed it up some. Oops, I ain't mean to do that, but still adjusting to this replay. Y'all work with me. Okay, there goes my executions. So yeah, we were right about here. Let me go back and play it, and then that's how you skip them. Oops, I'll just speed it up some. About 3. All right, so boom, we get the change in the state. I go ahead and place my order. It gets filled. We instantly get some displacement. We pull back a little bit, but I wasn't too concerned. I want to say I think I had my stop set at these equal highs. was over here. I honestly don't remember, but this wasn't really. I didn't have much drawdown on this trade. I will say it did take a minute, but overall it went pretty good. I'll speed it up some more, so got a little hesitation. But once I saw us break through this low resistance liquidity run, I had a lot more confidence in the trade. And we were still respecting this. And yeah. All in all, the trade took about 15, maybe 20 minutes. And I'm going to be honest, I put a limit order, and my limit order didn't get filled, so I manually went in and put in an order. And due to that, I was able to double the size. So I think I ended up having my take profit somewhere like here, which originally was going to be probably my break even, just because this was the last lower low before pushing higher. So I was like, this is a possible area of rejection. But so I ended up getting all off here, and then but we still went and hit my full TP. So I'll just go ahead and skip forward from there. As you can see, I'll go ahead and exit replay mode. So this was the original trade I wanted to see. Oh, so I actually got out right up in here. But this is the original trade I wanted to see. And honestly, with us having this -2 standard deviation here, I want us to see this. What you see, we're about to get. That is a 6 point, we'll just call it a 6.5 risk to reward. So yeah, overall getting better. Just one of the things I've been learning is that it's better to align your higher time frame and lower time frame, and both of those align, and 9 times out of 10 your trade should hit. And another thing, don't trade with money you're not okay with losing. In this trade, I was stress free. I was like, if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. And when you have that mindset, trading becomes a lot easier. So yeah, that's all for today. My confluences, higher time frame PDRA tap being a 1 hour, fair value gap, 15-minute being respected, in line with a whole bunch of like 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 minute fair value gaps being respected. We had a manipulation lower off open to come tap the new day opening gap, which we respected 50% of that constant encroachment. Also respecting the consequential encroachment of that consequential encroachment, also with standard deviation in line with my draws on liquidity. So all in all, I rate this A+ trade. Yeah, stay tuned for more. Peace out.